Thank you all for coming tonight. This is really an incredible turnout and shows the importance of this project, and it indicates what a historic event this is. And I'm proud to be able to welcome you. And I want to thank you all for braving the weather and coming here tonight. You got a lot more snow down here than we got up on the Iron Range, and I know how challenging the conditions are for driving around in the Twin Cities when the snow is bad. So I'm State Senator David Tomassoni, and the location of the processing plant is within my Senate district, and that's why I've been given the opportunity to greet you here this evening. So welcome to the Schwann National Sports Center here in Blaine. I believe this was one of the many ideas of former Governor Rudy Perpich, and it turned out to be a pretty good one. And I also believe that the project that we are here to discuss tonight is a very good idea. I'd like to start out by just thanking all the people who put their time and energy and money into developing the draft DEIS and put these meetings together, and among them are the DNR, the Army Corps of Engineers, and their various collaborators, the MPCA, and the people from PolyMet themselves. Also, I'd like to give a special thank you to all you here in attendance tonight, especially my Iron Range friends who traveled all the way down here in support of the project. You know, the people of the Iron Range have been waiting for this day for some time now, and I admire and appreciate your patience and perseverance. But we're really getting used to these long time frames for project developments, aren't we? But maybe now that this draft DEIS is out, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I also want to point out that there's representatives here this evening from Senator Franken's office, Congressman Obastar's office, and Senator Klobuchar's office, and they want me to relay their support for the project also. But first and foremost tonight's meeting is about learning. And you probably have already asked questions of the DNR, the Corps, PolyMet, and representatives of MPA staff during the open house sessions, and you'll be able to learn more about the project and the content of the draft DEIS during the upcoming presentations. So please use this opportunity to learn about the project and the draft DEIS and consider what you learn and make your comments accordingly. Since learning about the project and the draft DEIS is the focus of tonight's meeting, I, as an elected representative of the people, and the people who live and work in northeastern Minnesota, want to let you all know that we understand, as well as anyone, the need to balance the use of our mineral resources with the preservation of resources such as water and air. We've been doing it for over 100 years, and the PolyMet NorthMet project has been designed to do it even better. It will reuse a brownfield site, reuse existing infrastructure, minimize disturbance of wetlands, and utilize multiple safeguards to protect the environment. The current economic crisis we find ourselves in makes jobs and job creation paramount, not only to our area of the state, but to the entire state, and as well as to the entire country. As you know, the new green economy is ready to explode, and providing the minerals necessary to aid the development of the green economy is vital. We on the Iron Range have already demonstrated that we are on the cutting edge of the green economy. Windmills and biomass projects have already been invested in and constructed and are currently being utilized. The opportunities are endless, and we continue to explore other possibilities. Part of the key to the green economy is supplying the necessary resources in a cost-effective and environmentally friendly manner. If we are true to the goal of the green economy, then we shouldn't be purchasing our minerals from polluting countries that only add to the problem. The opportunity exists right here in Minnesota to produce the very products that are absolutely imperative to make the green economy flourish with the latest up-to-date technologies, which is environmentally friendly and not your grandfather's technology. PolyMet will be a domestic supply of critical metals that are used in such products as electric wiring, hybrid cars, wind turbines, stainless steel, jet engines, cell phones, computers, blood sugar test strips, artificial joints, catalytic converters, pacemakers, solar panels, and a myriad of other essential products that we use every single day. Yet the United States imports from 40% to 90% of these metals, and many of them come from countries that are net polluters and use outdated technology. You will learn here today that we can produce these critical metals while following Minnesota's strict environmental requirements to protect our air, water, and land, and reduce our reliance on foreign countries that might be bad polluters or run by dictators that we just cannot rely on. We don't need to go offshore. We can do it right here at home. So think about it. We need the minerals, we need the jobs, and we need the products. Not only will PolyMet provide the minerals in an environmentally friendly way, but it will also provide over 1.5 million man-hours of work in the construction phase, over 400 permanent jobs once it is in operation, and at least that many spin-off jobs. But that's only the tip of the iceberg, because once we start producing the minerals, then the value-added products like copper wire, copper tubing, and gypsum are just a few of the products that come to mind that can be made right here in Minnesota and not in a foreign country. Minnesota products, Minnesota jobs, done right here in Minnesota, benefiting all of Minnesota. All of these will result in people working and supporting families, and PolyMet will provide Minnesota and local governments with significant tax revenues too. The millions of dollars in local, state, and federal taxes that will be generated on an annual basis will support our society in numerous ways. So the draft DEIS, and pardon the pun here, leaves no stone unturned, as it has been subject of extensive preparation for over 4 years and at a cost of over $20 million, and was done in consultation with the DNR, the Army Corps of Engineers, and the MPCA. And why did it take so long? Because we want it done right. The draft DEIS lays out the project, and tonight we are here to learn and comment on the DEIS. The DEIS is a document that agencies and policymakers will rely on to make decisions. Now, you may be here tonight to voice your support of the project, or you may be here to question the merits of the project. But as I stated earlier, tonight's purpose is to learn and comment on the document and to provide meaningful input. The DNR and the Corps are providing many opportunities to make comments tonight, and those comments will be considered as the final EIS is developed. So please make good use of whatever comment opportunities that you have around the area, whether it be a oral comment or a written comment, and figure out exactly where you want to put it in, or do it on a computer, or call in, whatever works best for you. So thank you all for coming tonight. I appreciate your attention, and I look forward to a ruling of adequacy on this project so we can get this long-awaited project off the ground and launch the new economy right here in Minnesota. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for taking the time to come and learn about this exciting opportunity for the state of Minnesota. I am Senator Tom Bakk, and we have a little dispute among the range delegation of whose district the mine is actually in, and we believe it's actually in mine, Senate District 6, at least for today it is. But we all need to remember it's on a brownfield site. We're going to reuse all the existing LTV buildings, all of the existing infrastructure, rail, and everything that's on the property. But I want to talk to you about something really unique about this project in the world. And so I was trying to think today about what I would comment on, and I actually opened up the statute books to take a look at what the duties of our state agencies are as it relates to environmental review. I want to read you a couple sentences out of the statute book about the duties of state agencies, and then explain to you why I think this project provides an incredible opportunity to change the whole business model as it relates to the environment and industrial production in the world. And this is there's about a half a dozen different things that we describe in law as duties of our state agencies. And one of them is that the duty of a state agency is to recognize the worldwide and long character of environmental problems, to lend appropriate support to initiatives and programs designed to maximize interstate, national, and international cooperation in anticipating and preventing the decline in the quality of the world environment. Now, why is that important? You know, in this whole new low-carbon world that we're all hearing about, wanting to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, there is an opportunity in Minnesota for a total new business model in industrial production. We have an opportunity in Minnesota to actually mine the ore and process it, turn it into pipe, turn it into wire, build the distribution center, and send the finished product directly to the retailer. No place in the world is that done. And I would argue that is an incredible opportunity. If our goal is to try and reduce greenhouse gases and reduce carbon, one of the ways to do that is to take out all of those intermediate transportation legs as we add value to products, as we move them from the ground to transport them to where we add some value and additional value, and then finally somewhere in states away, it finally is shipped to a distribution center and then sent to the retailer. We could take all of those transportation legs out of the industrial and development process here in Minnesota, a whole new business model that will be really good, and I would argue this project has the potential to change the way that we look at mining and industry around the world. We have an opportunity to be a leader in creating the most environmentally sound mining and copper precious metal mine in the world. And there is no question that the demand for the platinum group metals is growing in this world. China, you read about China and India, their industrialization and the pressure it's putting on natural resources. More platinum group mines are going to be opened in the world. It is going to happen. And if the duty of our state agencies is to pay attention to projects that minimize the environmental impacts to the world, this is Minnesota's opportunity to create the business model that everybody will follow after we've led the way. And I'm really proud of everybody who has lent so much time and so much effort and money into developing this. It's an incredible opportunity. I'm really pleased to be able to be here to support it. And I'm really pleased that all of you came to learn about it. And this is your opportunity to learn more about the project and comment on what you think the impacts might be, whether they're economic or social or environmental. This is your opportunity to learn about it and to make your comments. But I just wanted to share with you that I think this is an incredible opportunity, opportunities that do not come along very often. And Minnesota could be the place in the world that changes the way industrial production is done. So please think about that as we move forward with this. Minnesota's led the way in a lot of ways. We've been innovative people.
Mr. Bakk, I have a question for you.
I often joke with people, let me just kind of close with this, about how innovative Minnesotans have been.
I have a question.
We have invented everything from Post-it notes to pacemakers in this state. These are innovative people. We have an opportunity now to create a very, very innovative industrial project. So thank you all for participating.
Mr. Bakk.
Well, Linda Lou, you're 0 for 2. It's Tom Rukavina. Last night she got Tomassoni's name wrong, so I'm just giving her a little. Listen, I want to welcome everybody to the meeting too. And this plant is in my district. I think most of the mine is in my district too. You've got 3 timber wolves and 2 moose that are over there in your part of the district, Senator Bakk. But let me tell you, you know, the eastern end of the Iron Range about a decade ago found out that LTV Mining, it was known in Aurora and Hoyt Lakes as Erie Mining Company, was going to close its doors after 45 years of operation. It was devastating to the community, 1,400 jobs in the mine itself and probably another 1,000 jobs. But the range delegation, the people of the entire Iron Range rolled up their sleeves and put their noses to the grindstone, and we worked on a number of projects to try to replace those jobs. And we're happy that right now, at the end of this month, Mesaba Nugget will go online. It's a value-added product for iron ore. It's a nugget that can go right into a mini mill or an electric arc furnace or a foundry. It's a new product for us, but it's 100 jobs. 100 jobs we're very pleased to have, good paying jobs. But the other part of that, trying to replace those jobs, was looking at copper nickel mining. And after 9 years, I think, we've come to this point, and that's why we're here this evening to look at the draft EIS that PolyMet has put out. I want to congratulate the people of the Iron Range. I am so proud to be an Iron Ranger and proud of the people that are in this audience that came all the way down last night from the range last night. They packed the hall. You know, the people of the Iron Range have been mining iron ore for 125 years, 5, 6 generations. We built America. We won 2 world wars. In the state of Minnesota, we built everything from the capital to the University of Minnesota, both financially and physically. There's a couple of education endowments that are worth over $1 billion that every year provide hundreds of millions of dollars to all your kids and grandkids in this state. And there's the potential of over $1 billion of mineral rights that the state and the university own up at this project too. So mining is part of our heritage, our culture, the people of the range that are in this room today. And we're here to talk about this, and I don't think though that there's any argument that we need these metals and minerals, as Senator Tomassoni and Senator Bakk said. The argument is over whether we should mine them here or mine them in some third world country. You know, you can't have a green economy that Senator Bakk and I, as we traveled the state listening to our colleagues talking about a green economy, but to have that green economy, you need all those minerals. You can't have a solar panel or a photovoltaic cell or an electric car or mass transportation, any of those things without these products. And the medical device industry that is so vibrant down here even yet in the metropolitan area, the pacemakers and the titanium hips and the MRI machines and the blood sugar tests and everything, they need all these minerals. So the question becomes, should we mine them here and mine them right and mine them with strong environmental concerns being met, with transparency of a good government here in Minnesota that lets the public know what's going on? Or should we mine them somewhere else? That's what it boils down to. I don't see that there's any way logically to look at that. So I believe that we should mine these minerals right. We should do it in the most environmentally safe way possible. And we should mine them right here on Minnesota's Iron Range. You know, Senator Bakk said it very well. You know, this is a model for the future. Can any of us in this room guarantee there will be zero emissions from this mine? No. But I can tell you this. Look at the mines that are producing the things that all of us want. The cell phones are probably twittering right now. And the computers are probably humming away. And the palladium, as an example, that's in your cell phone, 46% of all the palladium in the world, produced in the world, comes from one mine in northern Russia. And 19% of all the nickel comes from that same mine. And that mine is the largest polluter on our planet. And you're all contributing to it. So should we mine it here right, or should we pretend it's being mined right somewhere else? That's the question that we have to look at. I've been all over this state in the last 4 months. People are afraid. They've lost their jobs, over 200,000 of our fellow citizens. These jobs aren't just important to the Iron Range. They're important to the economy of Minnesota, and they're important to the United States of America. And we can, you know, we can export our pollution, or we can try not to pollute by doing it right here. Now, let me just end by just saying this. You know, I like nobody likes a good verbal exchange better than me. And, you know, I really wish that the governor's office had made a decision to allow public testimony last night and this evening, to get a little exchange and input and ideas. I'm not afraid of this project. I think this project, after 5 years and $20 million, is probably one of the best proposals for non-ferrous mining in the world. But I do not think it was a correct decision by the Pawlenty administration to not allow the public to speak at a public meeting. So thank you very much. And I urge all of the partners in this project to approve the adequacy of the draft DEIS. Thank you.
Okay, Roger Skraba, S-K-R-A-B-A.
S-K-R-A-B-A.
Yes, Slovenian.
Ah.
My lineage goes back to Yugoslavia, Slovenia.
Did you grow up there, Roger, in Ely?
I grew up in Ely, born and raised in Ely, went to college at North Dakota State University, got a degree in construction management, minor in political science, and decided to come back to Ely.
So you've been watching this project very carefully, haven't you?
I have, yeah. It's where it's located and everything on the ground. I wish more people could go there and see it and touch it.
I hope to go there. Maybe we could meet.
You know, I'm a busy guy, but I'd love to do that. When you see it and everything that's on site already, that doesn't have to be constructed or quote destructed, you know, everything's there. And it's amazing the amount of air pollution that a taconite mine puts in the air is like 80% more than what this place is going to do, potentially. So it's a lot less. It's more than what's now because there's nothing now. But as far as pollution, the water, the measures, if you go look at the table and you talk to the guys, the way they're going to treat the water, and the monitoring and the treatment, and then the settling, and the idea of taking the sulfide and encapsulating it in water.
Well, that's sort of the mitigating plan, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it will actually happen. The permit hasn't been issued.
No, if it does, you know, because everyone's
does
in the
appeal to me,
doomsday.
though.
But the thought that they're thinking about it, to me, that's like light years ahead of generations past that just said, damn the torpedoes and let's do it.
Now, Ely is really dependent on the quality of the environment.
Yes.
As much as anywhere on the planet.
Yes.
What's the mood of your town?
The council voted unanimously to send me here.
Oh,
yes.
Was that good or bad?
That's good. That's good. I mean, I was just talking to the individual from Babbitt, and you know, it's like, or in White Lakes, a city councilor from White Lakes. If Ely could get 40 families to move in out of 400, if we could get 40, it would mean so much to our community. Just, they'd be like, thank you.
What is your unemployment like, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, it's high. It's seasonal. See, and the people that work there, I still blows me away when I see the
more diversity for your economy.
Well, yeah, when I see the median income of Ely, okay? We used to be 29,000. That's what it was. Now, they're talking 42,000, and I'm like, ooh. Well, when you take in all the millionaires that have moved in the area, and you divide it into the people that live there that don't make a lot of money, it raised that number up to 40,000. And that's not a representative number of our community right now. It's a lot lower than that. And unfortunately, if we could get $40,000 employees, we wouldn't have to have double incomes. We wouldn't have to have everybody working just to get by. You know, and
you have a lot of people do, I bet, who get up early, get in their car and drive 2 hours to a job.
Drive to Duluth. We have families that are split, living in Minneapolis, working there. The husband and kids are in Ely, or the wife and kids are in Ely, and the spouse is working down in Minneapolis, and they come back. I mean, it's a terrible way to live.
Is anyone worried in Ely, though, about impact?
Of course, yeah, and you know, and the way what this mining is it doesn't affect our watershed. The
I noticed
divide
it's going to the St. Louis River.
Yeah, and the fear is this. So there's a lot of people that think, well, this is going to affect the watershed because the other two mining operations are just going to piggyback right in and go. And I sit on St. Louis County Planning Commission, and I approve conditional use permits once a month. And we look at each one separately. Even though they could be identical in the asking, each one has its own set of mitigating circumstances. They all have different issues. PolyMet they bought a plant that there's a pond. There's a brownfield. Pond, right? There's a building. They have a power line to it. They have a railroad. They have roads. They have infrastructure. This other one, the other two, there's nothing. They'd have to build all this. And I promise you, if someone's going to build a pond like the brownfield pond, the settling ponds that they have in PolyMet, if you're going to put one of those on the other side of the Laurentian Divide and have it go into the Quishway River, the headwaters of the Nelson watershed, you know, that's saying a lot. Now you got two governments coming saying, hey, wait a minute, are you sure you want to do this? You know, how sure are you that brown waters isn't going to hop over that hill and come down into our lake? And I agree. I'm with them. I'm standing with them saying, let's look at that. That needs to be scrutinized. That's a different permit than what PolyMet is. PolyMet, it's there, it's done, it's been done. The process is absolutely amazing because it's proven technology. The autoclave, the settling.
Where has that been proven? Because that's actually relatively new, isn't it?
No, they've got the one in Vancouver. There's one in not South America, South Africa. I mean, they're around, and that's the thing about this, the process. But that comes a year after, if they get permitted. What happens is the operation will run for a year before they can start building the plant to get the copper out here. All they're going to take is the copper. The rest is still going to be shipped out and taken out in other places. Like the nickel, the people that use the nickel will buy the ore and get the nickel.
Many people who are environmentalists are afraid that this is a gateway project into the boundary waters. How would you feel about that?
I don't see it.
Really?
No. I mean, let's be honest.
As you just said, you look at every permit individually.
Yeah, the taconite mines, that water eventually flows into Rainy Lake. It's all on the other side of the Laurentian. It all works its way back up north to Hudson Bay.
But our taconite mine, which is just 5 miles north, has hardly any sulfur in it. And this land that we're tearing apart has quite a bit more.
Compare it to that, yeah, but it's not. It's 3 to 5%. I can't even remember what it is. It's small comparatively to the other sulfur mines that other mining, like the one in Chile, and that's high sulfur. But again, I guess I look at it like this. We're in our 40s and 50s. We have seen what poor stewardship does. I am not going to stand by and let a corporation come and crap on us. It's not going to happen. I want to watch and see what happens. I believe that a lot of the people that run the corporations, they also have a vested interest. They don't want to leave a legacy. I mean, if I was a corporate person here, yeah, you look at the money, hey, big deal. I mean, at some point, money's got to go away and say, what can we get? How can we mine this ore so we keep it here in the U.S., so we keep everything in here? And that's the part we want to talk about. The mining in China. I
heard Senator Bakk's argument tonight, which is rather green, to say let's see how small an area we can use to ship these things to each other, to develop this ore, make it into, take it from the raw materials, make it into products and ship it out. Instead of string it all across the country or the world to do that same process.
That's our goal. Our goal is once the copper is made, once they make that raw copper out of in the autoclave and everything down there, it comes out as raw copper. Then we could take that raw copper and spin wire or make tubing or who knows what, use it as an alloy in something else. And I'm going to sound corny here, but this is what visionaries do. I think one day, I truly believe this, one day the minerals in the ground in northeastern Minnesota will be combined to make a spaceship light enough and strong enough to travel outside of our area, further away. And it'll be designed by people from the Iron Range, and maybe even flown by people from the Iron Range. And I believe
certainly
that,
know
that
we
our
need the copper
future,
and nickel.
It could be the platinum, palladium. It could be an alloy made from whatever we have here, and it could be from here that we haven't seen. We can't keep thinking.
But I do want to hear a limit from you.
Think.
You don't want to ever go into the boundary waters. Is that
true?
no.
I think once that threshold gets crossed, like, can you mine it and get it out and deal with it somewhere else? I don't know.
Then I just want to hear
discussion.
a lake that you love, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
What's your favorite lake then?
It's in Quetico Park.
It is. You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guide canoe trips.
Are we in the
Quetico
no
Park.
man chain, or where are we then?
Argo Lake.
Argo.
It's absolutely
For me, I have
beautiful.
a thing for Lac LaCroix when it's completely empty.
Yes.